I was more bothered when Beans chose to go with Jay. That one hurt because I'd done a lot and prepared. I chose State Property over Rockware, and I wanted to just roll out with State Property. But it almost like he tricked Beans to shelf him, and he fucked his life up to me doing that.
What made you want to start this though? Be for real.
Just to show people it's never too late. You don't gotta be stuck in one lane. Plenty of ways you can make an honest living. And I just was trying something.
Okay.
Work.
Okay.
Stick.
No way.
Dame reveals some inside details about how Jay-Z treated others on the record label, including Beans. He even claims that Jay-Z ruined Beanie's life. However, it seems Beanie has turned things around and is rebuilding with a thriving food business. We'll dive into that soon, but first, let's hear what Dame has to say.
Because things had to move slower because we always had to wait for Homeboy to give his one signature because he always knew that Biggs was going to rock out with me. So he just would torture us to get shit done if it wasn't about him. Now his budgets, they got signed off on very fast. To be honest, there was a time like I had took Kanye's chain off his neck because he was driving me nuts. So when that had happened, he was already like, I had dropped Kanye from Roc-A-Fella. I dropped Kanye. So at that point, I was done with them. I was ready to go do my own thing. I gave people out of respect the opportunity, like, yo, there's Dame Dash, I forgot what the name of the record is, Dash Records or whatever. So I was like, y'all can go over there if they won't with you. But like, really, I'm done with this music shit. Like, I was done. I was burnt out. Everybody was corny to me. Everybody was weird to me. Everybody was manipulative and exploitive. And it just smelled like bad breath. And it still does. Like you walk into a room and you just could, I just got sick of smelling hot paws, bad stink demon breath. I didn't want to smell that no more. I didn't want to be around it. I was done. Like I was done, man. I just done it for 15 years. So I didn't want to do that shit no more. I wanted to do fashion. So how did I feel? I didn't feel, I wasn't even thinking about it. I just was like, let me go get this Rachel Roy off the ground and turn that into $100 million company, which I did, that nobody talks about.
What made you take his chain?
Because two things. Beans was getting ready. We thought he was going to go to jail for a couple of years. He was on trial. So I was trying to make 4 albums for him or 5 so that if he went to jail, because every time if you sold 500,000 records, I could give you $1 million advance. So if I already have 5 albums that each went gold, while he was in jail, I could always make sure he had 500 grand. So I was just trying to get it all done. And Kanye wouldn't give him any beats. That was one reason. And the other reason why is I had spent like 500,000-600,000 with Rockware's money developing his line, Pastel. I still got the samples. And all of a sudden he was like, I don't like him no more. And he was just starting to Kanye out. And that was it. I was done. So I was like, man, you got to get out. I was tight. So I had the chain, you know what I mean? And people, my inner crew talks about that. Like, damn, you dropped Kanye. I'm like, I don't give a f. I had done so much to fight for him, it was like, what more can I do? So I just felt like I can't be arguing. I don't care how many records you sell. And that was before that was like when he first got hot. I was more bothered when Beans chose to go with Jay. That one hurt. Because I'd done a lot and prepared. I chose State Property over Rockware. And I wanted to just roll out with State Property. But it almost like he tricked Beans to shelf him, and he fucked his life up to me doing that. But I had him, you know what I mean? Like, that was my new Jay. Like, I looked at them like NWA, and I liked the clothes better than Rockware. They had Beans trying to, like, I forgot this. I hate when I forget people's names, but the person that was like my partner in doing the licensing for State Property, because sales was telling them that, Rockware was doing this, that, and the third, that State Property should be more like Rockware as opposed to being more like Dickies and Carhartt, which is the way I designed it. And they started signing off on behind my back. It was like, I bet wrong on that one. That might be something I would have done different.
So you feel like if Beans would have went with Shu instead of Jay, his career would have been bigger?
What? It's not even a good. The shit I had planned for them, he put his own self up for that one. Like I had the movies, right? I had the clothing line. The clothing line was doing 20 million a year. You know, so we had the movies, the touring, the clothing line. You gotta remember, like I activated all of those things. You know, like I was making Beans when I was talking to Cam about being the vice president, talking to him. I was also talking to Beans. I was making both of them vice presidents because they had labels. I was the one that was strategically growing and planting seeds, to grow their businesses, whether they knew it or not. Whether they knew it was in their best interest or not, I was still doing it. So I made sure everybody had their own movie. Everybody had their own clothing line. Remember, Cam had a fragrance. He had Old Boy a fragrance. I did that back then.
Yeah, I remember that.
Could you imagine if that would have stayed, if they wouldn't have fucked that up? You know, nobody wants to listen to me ever.
Grab and roll, wings and bowls. The land of the boulevard. Yeah.
Forget about it.
I ain't beefing. I'm beefing.
Yeah. Come on.
I can't say if Dame is bitter or sharing real info from an inside perspective. If you look back 10 years ago, Dame was a whole different type of person.
Hey, wait, stop. Don't say you're speaking my business and you don't know what you're talking about. There's no money in this world for someone to pay me so they could call me, so I could call them a boss. That's like calling somebody daddy. How can a man call another man, yo, that's my boss? We don't do that.
I mean, everybody at some point has to have a boss, right?
No, not in Harlem.
Like, this is why I be warning a lot of these folks who be bragging about being their own boss and making their...
But before we get to that, let's take a look at what Beans is up to today. It seems he has found success in a new business arena and getting support for the work he's putting in.
Imagine turning music into business. Beanie Sigel is doing just that, and he has the streets of Philadelphia buzzing.
And I'm gonna keep it a Sigel on this one.
From rap legend to successful businessman, Beanie is going viral for starting a new chapter in his life by launching a successful food truck in Philadelphia.
Something going on. I feel funny, can't tell me nothing different.
I got you. Grab and roll, wings and bowls. Be on that grind. 7 days, 7 ways. Gotta get it. It's no excuse. You gotta get it.
Make sure you get this. O'Malley!
Ready for this?
O'Malley!
I'm here. Alright.
Get your hold on.
They ain't even got wrapped that joint up.
Hold on.
Hit him down the middle though. Hit him down the middle.
Cut it in
Fuck.
half.
You know what I mean?
Cheesesteak, fried lobster, or smoked noodle,
Sis, you good on the drizzle? Yeah.
and a sweet secret mac drizzle on that thing.
Yeah.
You present this to
Yeah.
a
Hey,
big
Lil.
stopper.
You know what I'm saying?
Big
That's the
sandwich for a
O'Malley.
big stopper.
His birthday today. Steak and lobster.
Baby right here. You know what I'm saying?
That's the O'Malley. Hold that baby. Hold that
Yeah.
thing right.
Hold on, I gotta come out, cause I got to get with. And Melly's telling me, do we?
You know what I mean?
My boy that came over made his own, bro.
Yeah, steak and lobster.
Steak and lobster.
Melly. Hey man, come in and get the old Melly, man. You know what I mean?
Straight up,
Yeah, man.
steak and lobster cheesesteak.
You already
That's
know
the
what it is,
O'Malley.
man.
That's a boss
You
cheesesteak.
gotta
Steak
be
and
able to
lobster,
do it
nigga.
like O'Malley.
You know what I'm saying? And don't come over here begging. You know what I'm saying? Don't come over here begging.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, we holding our peoples down, man. We,
You
you know
dig?
know?
No, the joint is that bite. We gotta see it as a camera.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, he can keep it a bean.
All right, now I'm gonna let y'all know. Now I'm gonna let y'all know from the rip. I'm gonna let y'all know from the rip. The bread is soft. The bread is soft. The bread is soft. You know what I'm saying?
Super soft.
Oh, you know what it's about? Keep that camera on,
Yeah.
turn it
So
off.
yeah. So at this point right here, I'm gonna let y'all niggas know. You know, is either we gonna cut the camera off or we gonna keep this motherfucker rolling.
You did.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, hot.
Look, they patiently waiting. They tell us, let us know what's going on.
Hold up, hold
Mel.
up.
They waiting. They patiently waiting. They patiently waiting.
Keep the camera rolling.
Yeah.
Patiently waiting.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
They patiently
Yeah.
waiting.
That's that.
Yeah.
Come get the old Melly, man. We here, man.
Yeah, the old Melly.
And I'm only gonna keep it a Siegel, man.
Shit wild as shit, my man.
I'm only gonna keep it a Siegel, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We ain't keeping it a bean no more, man. We keeping it a Siegel, man.
O'Malley said keep
Mac
the camera
style,
on.
man.
All halal. Of course it's halal.
They gonna send it to you. Don't worry.
Man.
You're not gonna miss it. Trust me.
Hey, wait, stop. Don't say you're
come
speaking
around
my
because I
business and you
enjoy
don't
it.
know what you're talking about. There's no money in this world for someone to pay me so they could call me, so I could call them a boss. That's like calling somebody daddy. How can a man call another man, yo, that's my boss? We don't do that.
I mean, everybody at some point has
we
to have
don't.
a boss, right?
No, not in Harlem.
Like, this is why I be warning a lot of these folks who be bragging about being their own boss and making their own money
You gotta
via.
get a team and make sure that you do what you're supposed to do with your money.
Several years ago, Dame Dash appeared on The Breakfast Club, where he famously criticized the idea of working a traditional 9-to-5 job, championing entrepreneurship as the only viable path to success.
How you what's my son?
Whatever you
Shares
working
in this
for,
company, I
yeah.
absolutely positively can.
I'm
This full
asking you-
company is
I'm
not my
asking you-
son's. No,
Exactly.
It's not mine. But
Wait,
I own
wait,
shares
stop.
He emphasized the importance of being a boss and owning your business.
If your son needs a job here, can you give it to him? No.
No.
If your son needs to get some money out the bank from here, some cash flow, can he get it?
No.
All right, you don't own this.
But I can take
Stop.
the, I
I'm
can
just
take the
telling
money
you.
from here to invest in
No,
myself.
it's not yours. I'm not gonna fight for something I don't own. Men don't do that. I don't fight for other niggas. I fight for me. I'm not a doula. I'm not gonna build somebody else's company and then pick shares so my son can. All that.
But I'm not
no,
fighting for this
listen,
company,
listen.
though.
What I'm saying.
But what about taking
I'm
the
not
money?
here
You come
the
to
same
work
way you
every
took the
day.
money from Def Jam.
I
or
didn't take.
whoever.
Wait, stop. Don't say.
I
You're
come
speaking
to
my
work because I
business and you
enjoy
don't
it.
know what you're talking about.
Fast forward to today, Dash is facing significant financial challenges.
As we all know, 1/3 of Roc-A-Fella Inc., which owns Reasonable
And there's a
Doubt,
noticeable shift
is
in
for
the
sale.
tone of the Breakfast Club as they report on his current struggles. The irony isn't lost, as the show now sheds light on the harsh realities of what it truly means to be a boss. Pay attention to the timeline because you get a sense that the Breakfast Club has a bit of what goes around comes around in their coverage.
Have to be on top of all these things. Like, this is why I be warning a lot of these folks who be bragging about being their own boss and making their own money via. Well, let's talk about you. Do you feel like you get your props as a mogul,
I
man?
don't care. I take my props.
Word.
Give a fuck about props. I care. Yeah, I do get my props. I'm not a mogul. I'm a tycoon. I sell oil. Don't disrespect me and say I do everything everybody else does. And I put up my own money. All these so-called moguls y'all talking about, you name one of them that put their own dough up. A boss, you're only the boss if you put up your own money. If you don't put up your own money, I don't care how much somebody gives you, you're nothing but a supervisor. It's not yours. So how much money can you get paid to not? There's no money in this world for someone to pay me so they could call me, so I could call them a boss. That's like calling somebody daddy. How can a man call another man, yo, that's my boss? We don't do that.
I mean, everybody at some point has to
we
have
don't.
a boss, right?
No, not in Harlem. Oh, okay. Put it like this.
Because you're somebody's boss.
No, I'm not somebody's boss. I'm. When I was in the street, someone wasn't your boss. They gave you an opportunity.
Okay.
They gave you some work. You go make it, and then you bring it back. You can go buy your own work. You do whatever you want. It's called consignment.
So why this can't be all work? This corporate America, we could be
Because
using
you don't
this.
own it.
But
I'm
we could be
telling
using
you.
it-
No,
we
I'm
could
telling
be
you
using it
why.
to
I'm
fund
telling you
other
why.
stuff.
Question. Let me answer your
I'm
question.
listening.
Can you give it to your son?
How you what's my son?
Whatever you
Shares
working
of this
for.
company, I
Yeah.
absolutely positively can.
How?
Why? Because I own shares of this company.
You bought them?
Yes.
What I'm saying is, can your son eat? Is this yours to give the whole company
This
to
full
you?
company is
I'm
not my
asking-
son's. No,
exactly.
It's not mine. But
Can,
I own
wait,
shares of this
stop.
company.
Listen. That's
I'm
not my
listening.
question. If your son needs a job here, can you give it to him? No.
No.
If your son needs to get some money out the bank from here, some cash flow, can he get it?
No.
All right, you don't own this.
But I can take
Stop.
the, I
I'm
can
just
take the
telling
money
you.
from here to invest in myself.
No, it's not yours. I'm not gonna fight for something I don't own. Men don't do that. I don't fight for other niggas. I fight for me. I'm not a doula. I'm not gonna build somebody else's company and then pick shares so my son can. All that.
But I'm not
no,
fighting for
listen,
this company,
listen.
though.
What I'm saying.
But what about taking the money?
You
Like
come
the
to
same
work
way you
every
took the
day.
money from Def Jam.
I didn't take.
or
Wait, stop. Don't say.
I
You're
come
speaking
to
my
work because I
business and you
enjoy
don't know what you're talking about. I ain't take no money from Def Jam. What you talking
What I mean,
about?
take. I mean, they cut you a
No,
check.
they didn't cut me a check. We had a formula based on performance, and they calculated, and we got paid.
That's
and they will
us.
stop.
Dame Dash owes a lot of money. He owes New York City $8.7 million in unpaid taxes.
Yikes.
I'm going to do a little breakdown here because it gets really steep. There's a lot of money owed to different people. So you guys know that Dame Dash right now is auctioning his part of Roc-A-Fella, which is the big thing in that is his stake in Reasonable Doubt. So that has been like a big back and forth conversation because people are trying to figure out, you know, since Biggs and Jay-Z are a part of the ownership as well, and you have to like vote on things in order to be able to use it, is it even worth buying the stake in Roc-A-Fella? So Dame has been saying it is. It's a piece of history. You get chains with it as well.
Right.
All this stuff. Billboard has done a story where they basically are saying that a lot of the majority of the money from, not even majority, all of the money from the auction will go to money that is owed by Dame Dash to several different entities. There is $8.7 million in unpaid taxes. There is $832,000 that he owes to a guy named Josh Weber. That's the guy that he was going back and forth with in court over the Dear Frank movie. There is $145,000 in unpaid child support between two women that he has kids with. Basically, what is going to happen is at some point, once the auction and everything is done, child support is going to come in and
Take their money first.
Dame Dash owes a total of $145,096 in unpaid child support.
Lord have mercy.
Yes. So then after that, the money's going to filter to everybody else. And again, he's looking at. They're saying like he could receive money from whatever is left. I don't know what's going to be left. I guess it all depends on what the auction goes for.
The thing is, they gotta understand what the value of is. I don't know, but you gotta figure, what's the value of that Roc-A-Fella, 33% of that Roc-A-Fella. What entities are owned under that? I know Jay-Z is supposed to get ownership back after 35 years. I don't know if that's true or not. So it's just figuring out what the value of is, and any businessman will figure out what the value is to see if it's a great investment or not.
These are the things that they don't tell you, or maybe we don't talk about enough when we have conversations about being an entrepreneur and being your own boss. Because when you're your own boss, you have to be on top of all these things. Like, this is why I be warning a lot of these folks who be bragging about being their own boss and making their own money via.
You got to get an accountant. You got to get a team and make sure that you do what you're supposed to do with your money.
Yeah.
And I tell everybody all the time, don't laugh, learn. Like,
that's right.
It can happen to any one of us at any given time for not knowing the possible knowledge, and owing that much money is a stressor.